I'm Jordan Middlebrook, and on this episode of By the Wayside, I speak with comic creator Jeff McINTYRE. We gab about his work, we gab about his connection to music, we also gab about which fish is superior and which one would win in a fight. That's all coming up on this episode. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to this episode of By the Wayside. Like I had teased in the beginning, always before the opening, you know, my little, I don't even know how long the opening thing is. It's like 5 seconds long. I'm not exactly sure. Comic creator Jeff McINTYRE is with me today. Jeff, thank you again for taking the time and coming and talking with me. I know we got a lot of things to go through, but the fact that you are traveling all over Ontario from the top to the bottom just to come and talk to me, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It is great to be here, and I love what you're doing with the show.
Thank you.
I really dig here at Wayside Comics. It's my perfect kind of place, and I love what Omar is doing for the community. So good to be here.
I know if there is one thing to be said for Omar is that he absolutely loves the comic community, the independent Canadian comic community, and owner and purveyor of Wayside Comics and Cocktails, where we record every episode, 99.9999999 episodes of By the Wayside here at Wayside Comics and Cocktails. Omar is amazing, allowing me to even record here, which is
and it's got
cool.
all our favorite things: comics, books, pinball,
coffee,
cocktails,
hot chocolate.
Amazing.
I love it. Jeff, I introduced you as comic creator, but we're going to get right into the question, because the first question actually has to do with one of the things that you quote unquote refer to yourself as. Your Instagram bio lists author, artist, journalist, and publisher. Which one of those takes up the most of your creative time?
Well, the way I think about it is during a day, I have to put on a number of different hats. So I try and touch on all of these jobs in every day. But the fundamentals of it is I've got to get one comic book page done a day. So if I'm, doesn't matter whether it's Christmas, doesn't matter what day it is.
Do you get paid overtime for working Christmas?
This is a labor of love. Don't do it for the money.
Paid in love.
Yes, right. But what I do is I have my journalism work.
Yep.
So I'm often having to put together pitches and then work on the projects. I work largely with magazines and newspapers. Then as far as the publishing, I'm writing my graphic novels.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to get a page a day done on the graphic novels.
So when you talk about a page a day, do you mean like you'll write a page and then draw a page, or is it you want to write and draw a page? Does that make sense how I worded that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I'm working, I kind of have a document, the Word doc beside me. So I'm writing it as I go.
Oh, okay.
And then I have a big board. And on the big board, I start laying out the pages of the chapter. So it all kind of happens at the same time. And then once I complete the chapter or the comic issue, I kind of swap pages in and out and do all of the edits on the board. But you know, it doesn't come to, okay, here's the page a day.
Yeah.
But I kind of know, maybe I've worked on 3 pages and, done a quarter page on different parts of the comic.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's not a linear, it's not linear. So, but that's the way I rock it.
It's
out.
one panel. You do one panel on this page, one panel on this page. You write one conversation for this section later on. It all adds up to one whole page. Whole page a day.
Yeah. But it's kind of a way just to meter, are you getting it done today? So, if maybe I break it down even into the panels, right?
Yeah,
So,
I guess that's true. It's nice when you're working on something creative and when there are a lot of moving parts to that creative project, to create a routine so that you remember, you stay on track, especially when not necessarily you, but an individual is a self-publisher, or they just have to work independently to keep moving forward, to keep reminding themselves that I don't want to be distracted by my phone. I really need the big board. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. I need to know what pace I'm at and set my own pace.
Yes. The most difficult part I find is putting on the publisher hat.
Yeah.
So the publisher hat is all of the marketing. It's all of the pitching and all of the applications, but that's the hard work that has to be done.
Yeah.
So
it's
most important,
the
set
least
apart,
fun, the least
fun, but can be the most important. You've got to do the business piece, right?
So it's kind of like a car, right? Changing or changing the tires to winter tires isn't always necessarily the best because it's cold.
Yes.
It's always cold when you put the tires on.
Mhm.
You got to pull them out of storage, but it's
Yes.
the most important part of the winter time is adding the snow tires to your vehicle.
Safety first, yes.
Safety first. It's
Yeah.
just like self-publishing. Safety
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
You got to protect yourself.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of all the comic book work you do, the self-publishing and all of the page-a-days,
Mhm.
right in front of us right here, we have Salmon Run.
Yes.
What is Salmon Run and why is it important to you?
Yeah, well, Salmon Run is a graphic novel series, and it is it's a road story. It's about being on the run to outpace and outrun the wolves hunting mental health. It is a serious story, as it is about mental health and addiction. However, it is able to find humor and happiness kind of on the highways across Canada.
When you talk about the wolves of mental health, how personal of a story is Salmon Run to you?
Yes, well, it is very personal. It advocates for understanding for things in and around mental health and addiction. Also, I hope that it helps to address some misunderstandings around stereotypes in this regard.
When you are writing something like Salmon Run that is heavy, but also not heavy, the medium of comic books can provide insight into a world that other mediums can as well.
Yes.
Like prose, documentaries.
Yes.
With Salmon Run and its look at, what's the opposite of vilify?
You're putting me on the spot there.
Welcome to my show.
Yeah.
What is the opposite of vilify?
Yeah.
Rectify?
Yeah, maybe. That sounds.
I think it's just because the "fi" at the end that I really like.
Yeah.
It's destigmatized the idea of mental health.
Yes.
With a good story, with bright colors, and a very well thought out process of story.
Thank you. Yes.
And I think Salmon Run, it offers an insight that each individual person that tries to create a world where there's nothing wrong with mental health issues and attacking and destigmatizing. I think I just keep making up words as I go along.
Well, it's really encouraging that we're seeing more and more books and more people discussing these topics that maybe when I was a teenager, folks weren't talking about.
Yeah.
So it's just encouraging to see more artists and writers, talking about this thing. I try and put some of these themes into my journalism work as well. So if you look at some of the features I do in the newspapers and magazines, you'll kind of always see that some little theme or angle underlying tension and things around the topic of mental health and addiction.
Awesome.
And,
I love that you are taking the advocacy quite seriously. I think that's important. And I think it's kudos to you because some people might shy away from it like that, but taking away the stigma of mental health, just talking about mental health.
I think we all have realized that we all have a family member. At times of our life, we've all struggled.
Yes.
So I think that readers are identifying with the Salmon Run graphic novel series because it's very personal to everybody. It's just folks weren't talking about it a number of years ago. So super excited to see people engaging with this. And I know when I first brought out the first 3 chapters of the graphic novel series, I would take it to different organizations, whether they be help medical centers for help, whether it's the mental health hospitals. I've been around Canada and I drop off complimentary books in their libraries, and the feedback I'm getting is that people that do struggle dig the story, and can associate it with it. And it's nice to see your own, stories that you can identify with out there and being enjoyed.
That's got to be a proud moment when you know something that you've created from your heart people can identify with and actually see the positive nature in all of it.
Yeah, I'm just so happy with the way folks engage the comics of it. I think it's just a great medium to tell these types of hard stories.
It's a great icebreaker.
Yeah,
it really is a great icebreaker.
Yes, and the way media is changing with social media and all of this, people consume their themes and stories in different ways, and I'm hoping to keep innovating and pushing it with every comic I do.
That's a cool. I like that. I like that how you're trying to kind of change the face of introducing real life through fake life. Social media is not always real.
Yes.
I mean, we all know this. Filters exist for a reason, but if you kind of take the filter off and realize that Salmon Run itself is an unfiltered look at just trying to find oneself in this crazy world.
Yes, I think what really helped me out was when I released these first 3 chapters, Canadian Geographic did a write-up about it. And the way they put it was, finding mental wellness in the wilderness and in the outdoors, and all of these wonderful places we've got in Ontario, to get outside and to, makes people feel better. So it was a big help when Canadian Geographic did that.
Awesome.
And,
I like, well, we all know Canadians help Canadians.
Yes, and in Salmon Run, it's a road story. So, you'll folks, when I'm going across the country to bookstores or to events, there's places, people recognize the places. Whether it's a farmhouse in St. Simeon on the St. Lawrence River, or whether it's Queen Street West in Toronto, all these places are in the story, and I think a lot of Canadians dig that.
That's cool. I like that. I always like looking. I like even when you're watching.
We like
movie.
Stories about ourselves.
Yes, it's true. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. You had mentioned a couple times. It was a great segue, and I didn't pick it up fast enough. Jeff, when you were promoting Salmon Run, traveling across Canada, traveling across all the provinces and territories, you did it in a very unique way. It not just important to you, but it also connected to the book with the LeSabre. Can you tell me all about that?
So in the book, the LeSabre is kind of a character. It's a 1985 Buick LeSabre, a nice green, and it is a character in the book. But in real life, I actually, of course, drive the LeSabre.
Yes.
So I've been coast to coast in that LeSabre, meeting bookstores. And when you pull up in the LeSabre, people are, what the hell is going on? And then you show them your bookmark, and it's got the LeSabre on it. And it's just, it's been a hell of a lot of fun. And the car is running well. And as we launch the new chapters, it's in the shop now, but it will be ready to go in a number of weeks, so we can get out there promoting the next chapters of Salmon Run.
Awesome. Okay, so Jeff, we will get to that. I know we got a lot more to talk about. So you don't go anywhere. Stay right there. You don't go anywhere, because right after this, we have lots more with comic creator Jeff McINTYRE. Right after this.
This is By the Wayside, and we'll be right back.
And we are, of course, back with comic creator Jeff McINTYRE. You know what's funny is, Joey McINTYRE from the New Kids on the Block?
Well, yeah, I'm of that patina.
Not that I'm not asking.
I don't know, not related. Not related.
Are you any relation to Joey McINTYRE from New Kids on the Block?
We both have the curly hair. That's about it, right?
Well, step by step, I'm going to be asking you questions. So we're hanging tough while we're getting to the rest of these questions. Tundra Flower, it's a piece right in front of me. It's a deep story for Canadian Geographic. It's a very deep story, but it's also the story of a Nook singer and songwriter, Alessipi. Can you tell me a lot more about it? Because it's an incredible piece and is deep. I said deep here, but
yeah, I feel very blessed and grateful to have worked with Alessipi. She is one of my favorite artists. I find her work very inspiring. As you know, in Salmon Run, in my books, there's a lot of wolves.
Yes.
And how I first fell in love with Alessipi's music and art was she, on her first album, she did a song, Wolves Don't Play by the Rules. And it kind of became a bit of a theme song for when I was working on Salmon Run. I just found her work very inspiring to keep going. You know how hard it is to write and how long it takes to write books. Her music was just inspiring me. I was working on a Canada Day feature for Post Media newspapers. So it was going in newspapers across Canada, and I wanted to find inspiring Canadians, and that's when I reached out to Alessipi, and we worked on the Sunrise Across Canada feature.
And that's what this is here, right?
That's what this
Sunrise
is.
Across Canada?
So I do, in newspapers, I do long format features. This is a 4 full pages. Met first with Alessipi, and then I had been at one of her shows, and I asked her, hey, would it be okay if I pitch the Tundra Flower story to Canadian Geographic? I had a relationship with them by that point.
Yeah.
I know they sell it at a number of bookstores and places across Canada.
Yeah.
But it's a 14-page feature, and it is Alessipi's story.
Yes.
And I worked closely with her to get her voice, and I'm just thrilled the way it looks and it came together. There again, as my work often does have, there is trauma in the story. There are some hard subjects that are tackled in this 14 pages.
Yeah.
But there again, we were able to find beauty and hope and joy as we wrapped up the 14 page story. Right.
When you are doing your work, it seems that over the last couple of years you work alone. Was this your first foray into working with somebody?
This was my first collaboration. And that being said, I always, in all of my stories, my novels, my journalism, they're always people I know,
Yeah.
or people that inspire me, or people that I'd like to meet. So it feels very, like all of the characters in the stories I really know, including the LeSabre, right?
Yeah.
So, I forgot where I was going with that.
Your first time collaborating was with Alyssa P. in
Yes.
terms of story, but when you're writing your story,
Yes.
your collaborations are more so with the characters. They're people that you know.
Yes, they're people that I know. So if I need a family to pick me up hitchhiking, they're loved ones. You know,
Yeah.
they're my pals with their kids, and then they just love it. Or else if I need a farm in St. Simeon on the St. Lawrence River, I knock on the door and meet the person and send their family all of the art. So
That's cool.
It's often friends in the book. I'm meeting lots of lovely new people, and I'm really excited about working with people. But as far as the story, yes, this is the first where we did that. What we found very useful actually was when we're doing the interviews to use Zoom.
Yes.
Because then it just documents it all, and then I can export it to and then work at it in a script format.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it's able to keep the collaborators' story with their exact words.
Yeah.
I don't have to know how to write shorthand.
Yeah.
Or,
It's funny because when you talk about, like, when I think of journalism, I always think of that. You walk into a room to have an interview with someone, you put down your recorder and you press record. You say,
yes.
"Tell me," straight up interview with a vampire. But that's my next question pertains specifically to that. Your work is filled with music references.
Yes.
What's your connection to mixing the audio and visual together? Because it's quite prevalent.
Well, in the print products, I'm trying to bring to make people feel music in print is kind of a challenge. So that's one aspect. But for the digital versions, I'm wanting to work in the audio.
Oh, interesting.
So
it like plays at a specific page? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
And also an interesting point is wherever I am, I'm doing field recordings. Not right now, don't worry. Sorry. But
if in the next comic that you do, your character has an interview on some web show, and I hear my voice, I'm gonna expect a lot of money.
Well, Omar's pinball machine has made it into Salmon Run because I said I always add friends into my books and places and memories and things that we would all share. I needed a pinball machine for Salmon Run when he's in a biker club. And
very cool.
And I put Buck Rogers, the pinball machine, here at Wayside. There again, always putting things in my stories that inspire me and or memories or nice times I've had.
Very cool.
You can put the field recordings on top of their tracks.
Oh,
so
cool.
Say you were doing Blue Rodeo, and you would have Jim Cuddy's voice going into the wind and into the wolf howl.
Oh, that's cool.
I like to mix this field. So I do the field recordings, and then there's the musicians, right? So I'm experimenting with that now. I hope we'll see more of that for the next project. I just keep learning, right?
Awesome.
So, but that's the direction the audio and comics are going.
Exciting. I love the evolution of where you started and kind of where you're continuing to go. I really like that.
You push for everything you can get with each editorial feature. You never get all that you want, but it is further developing the art form. A little bit each time, and then we'll see where it is in 2 years. Right?
That's exciting. That's exciting. I like that you really seem to be on the forefront of changing the medium. I really dig that.
Thanks.
I dig it. I think it's really awesome. You deserve a pat on the back.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's awesome. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
That felt great. There aren't a lot of pat in the backs.
Well, you get one from me.
So
you get one from me. You had talked a couple times about the furthering of your work in terms of what's next. Well, 2026 has just started right now. So what's next for Jeff McINTYRE in 2026?
So I will be I'll be doing a number of events in and around the Tundra Flower, but we're very excited as I'm putting the final touch-ups on the completing Salmon Run.
Awesome.
So the 5 chapters will be completed. It'll be a 230-page graphic novel.
Woo.
We're working on cover art right now, and that will be coming to market. And for the last year, or year and a half, coming up on maybe 2,
Okay.
I have been driving the LeSabre
Yes.
across Canada, and I go to every bookstore and I meet the book. I'm trying to set up the distribution for my books.
Yes.
You can write the best book in Canada, but if there's no audience and there's no distribution, then you're never going to get to share your art.
Super independent.
So this is why I only released 3 chapters of Salmon Run. Release the 3 chapters, get in the LeSabre, and go to every comic arts festival, go to every literary festival, go to every town, go to every bookstore, go to every library, go to every drug rehab center.
Yeah.
And so I've been on the road for 2 years. The LeSabre's in the shop right now.
Getting ready for the next.
Here we go.
The next Salmon Run.
Well, it'll be the final chapter. So right now there's the first 3 chapters that are in bookstores across Canada. It's about 100 pages, and right now I'm just wrapping up 130 pages to put on the back. We've made all those relationships with the people like Omar here at Wayside, people like you, Jordan, across Canada and all the communities, so that we can put the books on the shelf. And then so that will be the next year. That's all under Blueberry Lake Studios.
Yes.
That's kind of the publishing arm of what I do. So we'll be taking Salmon Run to market. And after that, I do have another graphic novel, which I actually wrote before Salmon Run, that I will be releasing close on its heels.
That's the one you showed me, right?
Yes.
Are you? No, it has a working title, but that cover had a different title.
Yes. So
did you want to show it?
Like
we can cover the title with our hands and be real sneaky about it.
Well, yes. So the I actually wrote this book first. It's a 250-page love story.
Yeah.
That is.
May I?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Keep going.
And so how I got into it, I was always a painter. My kids got into comics, but when I was a child, I was always a. Oh no, we can't show that there.
Oh, okay. He gets to see that.
So I had written. It took me 4 years to write this book.
Yeah.
And then when I was a child, I grew up in Montreal, and it was a very political time in Montreal. So my childhood hero was the great Aislinn, the father of modern cartooning.
Oh,
his pen name is Len. His real name is Terry Mosher, and Terry Mosher is still writing at the Montreal Gazette.
Is he really?
Yes. So I mailed him a copy of this book, as it is a love story set in Montreal, and that's how I got my start.
Very
so
cool.
My childhood hero, and now I carry his books and this type of thing, but he's been cheering me on for the last 4 years.
Oh, that's so cool.
And helping me, keep going.
Oh, that's very cool. So when can we maybe expect to see that one?
So that one would be the end of 2027.
Okay, all right.
And the idea is that I'm building something with Blueberry that I can help out other artists.
Yeah.
And I can help out other writers so that they can go on this path once it's built.
Oh, that's exciting.
So what that would entail is then we can get their books on the in good positioning, front of store, on shelves, and
that's cool.
into market. So that's the big dream, and every day, every year we get a little closer.
A little bit closer.
But yeah, you've got to be able to do a plan for do a 5-year plan, stick to it. So that's it.
Yeah, that's exciting. Very exciting.
Kind of fun.
Jeff, I have one more question, but I'm actually going to throw to a break. And when we come back from that break, I'm going to ask you that one last question that I did not tell you about.
Oh, you're going to stump me.
And it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Okay.
So you don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's not gotcha journalism, Jeff. Don't worry.
Good. Love it.
Now, as much as I like to consider myself maybe a journalist, I don't even know. Jeff, what is the actual definition of a journalist? This isn't the surprise question. Welcome back. We're just going straight into it.
I think it's people that are mapping out the cartography of our time.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's deep. You stumped me on that one.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh,
You're on it, Jordan. You're on it.
Ooh, that's good, Jeff. Actually, I got a little bit teary. That's really good. Okay, now I got to wreck that teariness. Of course, your social media is going to pop up below you here so that everyone can go to your social media page. They can go to your Blueberry Lake
BlueberryLakeStudios.com.
Studios, and your website, of course, so that they can all buy your book.
Yes.
They can find out who you are. They can get a little bit more information about who Jeff McINTYRE is as a comic creator, journalist, publisher. Hold on, what else did I? Don't say it. Don't wreck it.
Author.
Dang it, Jeff. I told you not to say it. Okay, Jeff. I had a little bit of help from show friend Vivi Partridge.
Okay.
Vivi Partridge was kind enough to help me out with something, and I have a question for you, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you a picture here, and then I'll show the audience.
Okay.
Okay?
Salmon versus catfish.
Salmon versus a catfish.
Yeah.
So,
this is brilliant.
So, Jeff, in today's society, 2026, in the year of our Lord Robocop, who do you believe of these two fish would win in a fight?
The catfish is a bottom feeder. So they're on the bottom, just with their suction cup mouths sucking up all the debris.
Yeah.
It would have to be, and as of course always would be, the salmon, because it's the king of the fishes.
Interesting.
And they're the most powerful, majestic fish that we've got running through. The catfish, Jordan, my friend, is a bottom feeder. And the carp, anything in that species is not, doesn't have a chance against.
Doesn't stand a chance against the salmon.
No. But I think that's a great question, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'm the best journalist on the planet by
Yes.
asking important people in the comic industry whether a salmon or a catfish would win in a fight.
But if there was an environmental disaster, the catfish will live and the salmon are going to be endangered.
So the question actually should have been, when the world ends and the only thing that survives are great white sharks and mosquitoes, which fish would survive?
Definitely the bottom feeder, yes.
The gross catfish. You know what's funny? As a kid, I used to be terrified of catfish.
Yes.
And Jeff, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, spending with here on the show by the Wayside and at Wayside Comics and Cocktails. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure to be here, and I hope to be back when we launch Salmon Run coming up.
Well, I'll definitely save a space for you. I'll put it in the calendar.
Right on.
Awesome. Don't go anywhere. We have a little bit left in this episode. I was going to say don't go anywhere again, which Jeff say don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
He gets it. And as Jeff McINTYRE was so kind to point out, that I am in fact a journalist. And I think the mic kind of makes it a little bit more legitimate. Thank you, Jeff, for coming in on this episode of By the Wayside. I can't thank you enough. I, of course, can't thank Omar Sayer, owner and purveyor of Wayside Comics and Cocktails, over and over and over and over again for allowing me to record every episode, 99.999% episodes of By the Wayside here in his comic shop in Newmarket, Ontario. If you're in the neighborhood, I encourage you to come by, check out all the amazing things here, talk to Omar, get yourself a personal recommend. I say if you're in the neighborhood. If you're not in the neighborhood, come from your neighborhood to this neighborhood, Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. It's important to support your local comic shop. That is Wayside Comics and Cocktails. On with the show. So I'm going to stand here. Stand where? Where am I going to stand? Here. This is all the social media that I want you to follow. Whoop. Instagram, Facebook. What else is on there? TikTok. I think TikTok, and then the website, of course. If you're not following, I encourage you to follow. If there's someone that you think would love the content that I provide to you here on every episode of By the Wayside, I encourage you to share it with them. Usually I do this for about 20 seconds and I talk to you about whether or not you should follow the show By the Wayside on social media. Let's go back to this where I stand in the middle, because that seems to be the best spot for me. This is the best spot for me, right directly in the middle of the camera lens. Just for you again, I'm your host, Jordan Middlebrook. This is By the Wayside, and I will catch you by the wayside. Hey, I just wanted to say a quick shout out, thank you to Vivi Partridge. If it wasn't for individuals that support other individuals in this community, nothing would work. Okay, back to the credits.